which you can check out on my channel in one of my vlogs.
Cheeky
plug.
Every time you're gonna say that, I'm gonna do a close-up of your face.
What? Cheeky plug. Cheeky plug. Things changed though.
Check out Shaun's channel.
Yeah, that's my cheeky plug.
Hi everyone, it's me, Andrew. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my LGBTQ+ cosplay series with my lovely friend Shaun.
Hello! I'm also known as Voyager Costume on the YouTube place.
Shaun will be joining me today and we're just going to be talking about cosplay and talk about how queer we are. You don't mind me saying that, right?
No, I love that.
We're going to talk about how queer we are.
Queerness and cosplay, like two of my favourite things.
I know, right? Yeah.
So I have been like so excited, just been like peer pressuring you to let me be in the series.
No, I've always wanted to ask you. And
every video you did it, and I was like, this is so cool. If you ever want someone to collab with, hit me up, you know?
Nudge, nudge, wink. How do you identify yourself?
I would say that I am a queer agender person. It's probably the way I'd sum that up.
Cool. And what pronouns do you use?
I use they them pronouns.
Woo! So how long have you been cosplaying?
I've been cosplaying for 11 years.
How has cosplay impacted your life in terms of gender expression and gender identity?
I think like it's been a really huge factor in the way that I have come to explore like my gender and gender expression as well. And I think, when did I start cosplaying? I started cosplaying back in 2006. So long ago, and I think it wasn't long before I started cross-playing, or what would be cross-playing from how I was expressing myself at the time, and just being able to explore how gender was presented and stuff like that at an early age, and having the freedom to do that. Like, I wasn't pressured out of it or anything. Like, that was really good, I think, for me, just to have a sort of outlet for that kind of thing. And then as I got older, I think cosplaying queer characters sometimes was really cool. Like, one of my favourite characters that I've ever cosplayed, that I've cosplayed in a bunch of different forms over the last few years, is Cecil from Welcome to Night Vale.
Yeah.
Who is obviously a queer character himself, and I've always been really keen on making him look queer, which I know sounds sort of weird, but my headcanon for him has always been he's either been kind of non-binary or just had a very gender non-conforming presentation. So I guess that's probably more how I would describe it. Yeah, the most recent version of him that I did, which I also did last year when I met the voice of Cecil.
Oh my god!
I really wanted to include makeup in his look, like as if he is actually wearing makeup, but I've often had problems where I've done that and people have gone, oh, you're like femme Cecil, because they look at me and they see my not explicitly masculine features and some lipstick and they go, oh, girl, which is just frustrating. So I was like, what I need to do is I need to have stubble. So I did it on, when I went to the live show, I actually did it on the tube. Like, I actually applied a face paint stubble on the tube. And it actually came out pretty well. And so then when I did photo shoot a few weeks ago, I did it again. I actually got to spend more than like 5 minutes without doing like this. And like that with the blue lipstick. And I just had a moment where I looked in the mirror, I was like, I just like this. I would love to be able to just have this as part of my look, because it was so undeniably queer looking. Yeah. And I think just, what I liked about cosplaying that character is how I got to actually explore this sort of non-conforming gender presentation in a way that I actually can't necessarily in my day-to-day looks and how I present myself. So I thought that was pretty cool as well.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yay!
What I found through cosplay is that it brings elements to my to things that I do for cosplay into like my day-to-day life, for example.
Like it's the way that it sort of transfers out into your real life. Yeah. And it's like sort of a relatively safe place where you can just go, I'm gonna try that out. And I can explore that, and it's because it has this sort of this context, this guise of taking on another personality. You can do stuff that you might not be confident enough to do in your own personality at the time. It's really cool.
Yeah, definitely, Would you agree that cosplay has affected you in a positive way?
Totally. Like, I think in all aspects of my life. Like, if I hadn't started cosplaying when I was a kid, I wouldn't have gotten into making my own costumes. And if I hadn't got into making my own costumes, I wouldn't be studying costume making at university now. Like, there's so many ways that cosplay has impacted on my life in a positive way, and like exploring my gender identity has been like one of those that has been really important. But I just think my life and me, I just wouldn't be who I am without cosplay at all.
Same, I totally agree. Yeah. Like, there's just, because like you and I have been doing it for quite a long time. Yeah. Like, it's just so much, it's like so much into our life where you can't break away from it because
Yeah,
there's so
like,
much stuff from the cosplay where it's just incorporated into our lives.
Yeah,
so
there's
yeah.
no other way that I can imagine living, like not making cosplay.
yeah, like I think that's one of the reasons why I can't let go of cosplay like so easily, because it's just done so much for me.
Yeah.
Like without even knowing it, but yeah. How does being part of the LGBTQ community and the cosplay community tie in together?
Oh, I think for me personally, a lot of my friends who are LGBT I've met through cosplay. So those communities, in terms of my personal communities, are largely overlapped. And I think that's really nice. Like, I think that's been lovely to have a group of friends who have been so supportive as sort of I've come out in different ways over the years, and known that I could be there for them as well. And like, we wouldn't have found each other without cosplay.
Yeah.
Like, having shared interests, and then, you know, we kind of all happened to, not all of us, a lot of us have happened to also be LGBT, which I think is just a weird phenomenon yet to be explained, how we all just sort of hone in and find each other.
Yeah.
Science needs to work that out. Because I want to know how it works so I can distill it and just use it to make people flop.
Shaun's evil plans.
The true gay agenda.
That's what your parents are warning you about. Even though the cosplay community is such a big community, but it's also a small community.
Yeah.
And especially with those who are part of the LGBTQ community, it's also present in the cosplay community. So sometimes it's just so easy to find them.
Yeah.
As opposed to like before, because I struggled so much like finding people part of the LGBT community, even though I didn't know, but I knew at the same time, if that makes sense.
Like it's not having the language to talk about yourself.
Because it's always changing,
Yeah, like even in sort of the years between I worked out that I wasn't cis, and I didn't even know what being cis was at the time, and being like, you know, I'm non-binary, I'm agender, like it was that several years where there was just no language.
Yeah.
And then coming back to it a few years later and finding, oh, there's actually a community of people who feel the same way that I do. As well, having like cosplay and having just such a loving community of friends and cosplayers during that period of time where things were very uncertain, that was also really important as well.
Yeah,
just like emotionally.
That's it for my questions.
Oh, okay. Yay.
I didn't want to bombard you with a fuckload of questions.
Oh, no. Well, if you ever have any more,
I'll probably ask you.
You can always collab with me again.
So thank you so much.
Just actually elbowing you. Let me on your channel.
Do you see this?
Ah.
Report it. I'm joking. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my god.
That was dramatic.
Make it gay.
Make it gay. That's my aim with every YouTube video. Make it at least a little bit gay.
Just a little bit, just a smidge.
Just a smidge, you know.
Smidge, yeah. If anyone wants us to do this again, which I'll probably like bombard Shaun to do this again with me, and if there's other specific questions you want to ask us, please let us know. Yeah. And check out Shaun's channel for a video that we're going to do, but it'll probably be done by the time I put this up.
We're going to be doing the Closet Cosplay Challenge, and if that intrigues you, go check it out, because we've not filmed it yet, but it's going to be funny.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be funny.
Thank you. Bye.